felt sorry for our father.
The following Sunday afternoon, I cried out in astonishment as I glanced out the parlor window and saw
Michael coming along the sidewalk.
With a girl.
And I had to admit that I did not blame him for staring at her.
She was slender and lovely.
Dressed in something pink and white.
And the colors blended with the soft tones of her delicate face. My mother looked like the guilty party, who was unmasked in the last chapter of The Serials at the Globe Theater on Sunday afternoon.
Unmask yourself, Mrs. Fitzgerald.
Your dirty deeds have come to an end.
You have poisoned your grandfather.
Your husband.
Your grandmother.
Your great-great-grandmother.
And your great-great-great-grandfather. And your children.
What's all that racket out there?
Father! Company's coming.
My father had been listening to the baseball game on the radio. He groaned loudly.
Company? Who comes to disturb a man after dinner on a Sunday?
My mother greeted Michael. And
Jessica. The scent of subtle perfume filled the air as
The girl entered. Her eyes were blue.
And for the first time, I realized that blue was the most beautiful color in the world.
Everybody, this is Jessica Stone. Oh, Jessica, I want you to meet my father and mother and my brothers and sisters.
Hi!
A huge silence entered the room. After a while, my father cleared his throat.
I was listening to the ball game. Do you follow baseball?
I play tennis.
Tennis.
Said my father, as if that were the most ridiculous thing in the world.
She's very good, you know. She won a trophy just last year.
Your father, where does he work?
My father pressed.
In the savings bank.
A banker?
My father inquired, giving the word the same contempt that he used for a Republican.
He's a teller.
But he works in a bank.
My father declared, with a kind of triumph.
Yes.
Franklin D. Roosevelt is the greatest president this country has ever had. The greatest man in the world.
Abraham Lincoln was a great president, too.
Oh, Jessica answered, a hint of defiance in her voice.
The pain and embarrassment was too much to bear.
The pain
And embarrassment of Jessica Stone.
Oh, and did you see her sitting there so prim and proper? Ooh, I play tennis. I'm a Republican. I tell you, it's like Maggie Sullivan said. Protestants, they got no juices. And anyone who thinks Abraham Lincoln is a better president than Franklin D. Roosevelt has got to have some...
Father, she is a nice girl, and she loves your son. Does it matter what church she goes to, or what she thinks of Roosevelt and Lincoln? And how could you be so rude to a guest in your house?
One! Don't you see? I was trying to show Michael that the girl is not for him. And it's plain to see she's a Republican, too.
She's hardly old enough to vote.
Oh, well, maybe we'll see a change in Michael now. Now that I've exposed her!
My father's exposure of Jessica Stone did not affect Michael's love for her. In fact, he announced a few nights later that he was going to give her an engagement ring. My father could hardly contain himself.
We felt allegiance to our father, whose oldest son was defying him.
who was ready to turn his back on the family.
And who no longer was interested in things such as baseball.
All for the sake of
A girl.
Yet, I also sympathized with Michael, because I agreed that Jessica Stone was more beautiful than any girl in Frenchtown. My heart also had room for my mother, torn between her husband and son. When I saw the look of sorrow in her face when she looked from one end to the other, I easily forgave her for going behind my father's back to help Michael. Suddenly, the announcer on the radio surprised us with the news that the Japanese had attacked a place called
Pearl. Harbor.
Latest casualties, 21 ships, 323 aircraft destroyed or damaged, 1,706 wounded, 2,188 killed. This has been your local CBS correspondent.
Yesterday, December 7th, a date which will live in infamy. The United States was suddenly and deliberately attacked by the naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan.
Someone had dared attack this nation led by Franklin D. Roosevelt? Oh, Paul, where is Pearl Harbor?
In Hawaii, Pa. He seemed to take it as a personal insult that American boys were being wounded and dying.
Let us pray. For the American boys.
There'll be rumors over
For the American Catholic boys.
the white cliffs of Dover.
A good number of those boys are Protestants, Pa.
Tomorrow, just you wait and see.
And a good many are Catholic, too. Backyard! Now! I said now!
No, Pa. Here's one more Catholic boy you can add to your roll. I'm going to enlist.
No!
He protested.
You're just a boy!
I'm an American, Pa.
I thought you were going to get married in the spring.
Yeah.
Jessica and I have talked it over. How can we get married when there's a war going on?
No, Michael.
He looked at my father.
Pa, I would like your permission to enlist. Now, me and Jessica, that's something else. I know you don't approve of us. But I'll tell you one thing. As soon as I get back, we're going to be married.
But why volunteer? There are so many others who can go.
His question surprised me, as I thought it was obvious that Michael's enlistment would solve the problem of his romance. I pondered again the mysterious ways of grown-ups. For myself, I had no fear for Michael's safety.
In our eyes, he had been born to become a hero, whether on the baseball field,
Or in battle.
and we were sure of his indestructibility.
Every man has his duty to perform.
His words were quiet.
But somehow sad and gallant.
Incredibly, tears formed in the corners of my father's eyes. At first I thought he was sick because I had never seen him cry before.
Hey, Pa, are you crying?
Pa?
Huh? Who's crying? Well, it's the onions in your mother's soup. Onions always bring tears to a man's eyes.
We're in the army now.
Dear Jessica, my paperwork came through yesterday. We're being shipped off tomorrow morning. Everything is happening so fast.
Meet me by the shoe store in the town square at 9 o'clock sharp.
All my love. Michael.
We all stood with Michael outside of Kane's shoe store.
I hope they send us down south for basic training. At least it'll be warm down there.
His voice was thin and nervous, and his eyes searched the square looking for Jessica. She approached us. I saw her first, and she looked beautiful as ever. She opened up her arms, but she arrested the gesture when she saw my father. They hadn't met since that terrible Sunday afternoon in the parlor.
Come on, boys, let's find that soldier and ask when the bus is leaving.
As we approached the soldier, he put a whistle in his mouth and blew it fiercely.
Okay, you guys, forward!
It's time.
Michael shook hands with my father and said final goodbyes to Mother and to the rest of the gang. turned towards Jessica and kissed her gently on the cheek. And then gathered her in his arms, holding her closely. He pulled away abruptly and looked at us all for a long moment, his face pale and chin trembling.
Seeing you.
Then he walked towards the bus and was lost in the crowd of fellows who were leaving with him.
Jessica turned away from us.
Michael waved to us from inside the bus, but there was little comfort in that last glimpse. The bus turned the corner and Michael was gone.
Jessica still did not look at us.
Although I could see the reflection of her face in the store window.
She left us abruptly.
Without any warning. Pa, you were wrong.
What do you mean, wrong?
You said Protestants don't have hearts. That they don't laugh or cry. Jessica was crying.
Just like you were the other night.
My father lifted his arm
Well,
and let it fall to his side.
come on, boys, let's find her before she's too far gone.
Jessica. My father touched her arm. And suddenly she was enfolded in his embrace. Jessica was, unofficially, part of the family now. And never before had I seen people so happy.
While they were crying.
I'll be seeing you in every lovely summer's day, in everything that's bright and gay. I'll always think of you that way.
And after the war ended, our prayers were answered. Michael and Jessica were married.
I do.
The war of the Fitzgerald family
Was over.
and my father
Smile.